This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin broadcaster and City Councillor Neil Collins has died after an illness. Snow has fallen in the central South Island while hail and heavy rain drenches many towns. And archaeologists have made an interesting discovery in Arrowtown. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. Dunedin broadcaster and City Councillor Neil Collins has died after an illness. Mr Collins began his radio career as a 17-year-old volunteer at 4XD in the late 1950s and served as a councillor for 23 years.
Dunedin broadcaster Neil Collins, seen here back in 2015 on the last morning of his broadcasting career. But the man who spearheaded the establishment of Radio Dunedin has died following an illness, aged 77. Radio Dunedin colleague Owen Rooney says he was a great mate.
He was the consummate professional, and I've said this so many times now, there are plenty of radio announcers in this world, but there are not many communicators, and he was the best.
Neil Collins was involved in 16 radiothons and interviewed everyone from the Beatles to the Rolling Stones.
You know, I was just a kid that grew up in this city, never dreaming that I'd get to meet the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, work on stage with them at the town hall, introducing Tom Jones on stage, Gene Pitney, touring with these guys.
And in a lot of cases he remained friends with them. You know, the Charlie Prides of this world and the Roy Orbison up until Roy's passing. You know, Neil communicated with them.
But for all his success, Collins chose to remain in Dunedin throughout his career.
The question I asked Neil, why didn't you go elsewhere? He said he loved Dunedin. End of conversation. That's all he would say about it. I love Dunedin.
Collins was elected to the Dunedin City Council in 1989, serving as a councillor for 23 years.
You know, it was the standing joke, Councillor Collins has turned up for work today. And then, of course, he'd have the hearings for what's going to happen over the next 3 or 4 years. And he wouldn't be there, so Councillor Collins is otherwise occupied. Wow.
But his first love was broadcasting, and on that last day behind the mic 3 years ago, he said it had been a privilege to work in the industry for so long.
It's just been packed one year after the other, and I've been lucky, really lucky. And I look back on a career that truly, I just come back to the word, I've been blessed, been so lucky.
In Dunedin, The South Today.
Met Service says surface flooding and slips are possible in Dunedin and eastern Otago after upgrading its severe weather watch for heavy rain to a warning. As snow hits part of central Otago and Queenstown, Met Service says a wet onshore flow is expected to bring significant rainfall to eastern Otago. Met Service is now expecting up to 120 millimetres of rain to fall between today and 9 p.m. tomorrow. Dunedin was already hit by some extreme weather this morning, with large hail falling on the northern motorway. This video was shot by a woman who says the conditions made the road slippery and some cars stopped driving. Meanwhile, snow has been falling in central Queenstown, disrupting flights and closing the Crown Range as a late wintry blast hits the lower South Island. This comes as Met Service has confirmed heavy snow is likely to fall in inland Southland, central Otago and inland Clutha for the next 2 days. Residents in Arthurs Point and Lower Shotover were left without power. Dunedin-founded commercial law firm Anderson Lloyd has won the Mid-Size Law Firm Award for the 5th consecutive year, which was announced at the annual New Zealand Law Awards in Auckland recently. Established in 1862, Anderson Lloyd has more than 150 partners and staff working in Auckland, Christchurch, Dunedin and Queenstown. It's the first time in the awards history a New Zealand firm has won the Category 5 consecutive times. Oamaru's annual Victorian Heritage celebrations wrapped up yesterday with an old-time fete in the town's historic precinct. The celebrations have been a huge success, with all of the ticketed events sold out, with the free events also well attended. Organised by the Oamaru Whitestone Civic Trust, the 5-day celebrations saw hundreds dress up in their finest Victorian clothes and enjoy events around the town. A garden party was held at the Oamaru Public Gardens on Friday, with crowds filling the Victorian precinct over the weekend. Competitive events included teams soaring through blocks of Oamaru stone, penny farthing races and a Victorian fashion parade. This year's theme was Upstairs Downstairs, celebrating both the servants as well as the landed gentry of the Victorian era. Archaeologists have been digging up part of an Arrowtown golf course to uncover the remaining ruins of an Irish family's 19th century home. Benjamin Teal, a senior archaeologist at Origin Consultants, is leading the project to reveal the full scale of the small Shanahan family cottage in which 6 children were raised.
Unearthing an intriguing part of Arrowtown's past. Archaeologist Benjamin Teal leading a team of anthropologists as they excavate part of Arrowtown golf course. Hidden beneath the earth is the remains of an Irish family's 19th century home.
The cottage was built by the Shanahan family, we think pretty confident, 1874. They were immigrants from Ireland that came over, and obviously Arrowtown was appealing to them after the initial mining boom.
The Arrowtown Golf Club was built on land where the Shanahans originally settled. Teal says the 22 square metre cottage is now part of the golf club's character and heritage, and visitors should be able to see it. And they hope to have the project finished in time for the golf club's St Patrick's Day tournament.
The plan is for the stonemasons to come in after we've finished, after we've defined the ruin, and by the 17th of March have it all looking really good, capped, preserved, conserved, and then the golf course can have sort of a bit of a celebration of that.
The ruins of the family cottage are located on the 11th hole of the course and will be maintained to limit further damage to the building, which was mainly made of stone and mud. They've already found remnants of beer bottles and horse bridles on the site.
The fact that we're finding them inside the house is slightly unusual. Normally, obviously, most people today try to get rid of their rubbish outside the house. So why we've got that, it might have been that they had, when the family last moved out, they just left everything behind, and that's just fallen in, and that's what we've got.
The project's been supported by the Queenstown Lakes District Council, which helped fund the dig and maintenance work in Queenstown, the South Today.
And still to come on the South Today, the life and works of a renowned local artist is unveiled, taking centre stage in Peel Forest Village. And an outbreak of Mycoplasma bovis sees cattle shows cancelled throughout the South Island.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden, and it's time to get your weed eater down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road. This year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mitre 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Get on down to Alex Campbell Menswear for the November shirt sale. That's buy one shirt, get one free. You heard right. Buy one shirt, get one free to the same or lesser value. That's the November shirt sale only on at
Alex Campbell Menswear. It fits.
Welcome back. A sculpture of celebrated Canterbury artist Austin Deans has been unveiled in the foothills of the village he lived in and loved, Peel Forest, inland from Geraldine.
Hidden under a giant tartan kilt, a sculpture of the much admired artist Austin Deans waiting to be unveiled in Peel Forest, a town he called home for over 50 years. Graham Carr, who owns Peel Forest Estate, commissioned Dean's son to create the memorial artwork, which had its public debut on Sunday.
I got in touch with Paul Deans, who was delighted to do this sculpture of his father. And actually, to be honest, I haven't seen it yet. I paid for it. If I don't like it, I might get a refund, I don't know.
A selection of Dean's works, including some he did as a prisoner of war, were also on display at the Peel Forest Hall. Carr says the kilt-wearing painter and art teacher was an iconic figure in the region.
He was a wonderful, humble man, and we often saw him on the side of the road with his shirt off and his kilt on, and his shamatante and sketching away. It was just an amazing character for this district.
Paul Deans says he's pleased to have been asked to make an artwork of his father.
It's been a real privilege to do this sculpture of Dad, and it's reconnected me with Peel Forest.
The sculpture was unveiled by one of Dean's grandchildren, Esther, who was also a keen painter herself. Deans died in Christchurch in 2011 and is recognised as one of New Zealand's great artists. In Peel Forest, for the South Today.
The outbreak of Mycoplasma bovis has seen cattle shows cancelled throughout the South Island. But last week's rebranded New Zealand Agricultural Show was an opportunity to put a new biosecurity protocol into action.
Cattle disease Mycoplasma bovis means stricter biosecurity conditions for agricultural shows. And the new protocol was in effect at the weekend's New Zealand Agricultural Show in Canterbury. Blenheim Police Constable Richard Van Ash took out the prize for Supreme Champion Beef Cattle Beast and went on to win Supreme Animal of the Show, but the animal concerned was a little camera shy.
Absolutely thrilled to win today.
Is it the first time you've won before?
I believe it's the second time at the studs, fourth time, the studs won the Meat and Wool Cup. I've won it once previously, and Father's won it twice evidently.
The new biosecurity protocol with MPI was put into practice for the first time last week. Rangiora High School Cattle Show team member Zoe Lofhagen says the new regulations are stringent but necessary.
But different times, different areas and all different rules and the ways we have to follow that Canterbury MP Show that have put in place for us. So it's very strict, but it's really good. It means no one can pass the disease.
All manner of beasts were on display at the 156th Canterbury Agricultural Show, from alpaca to Clydesdale horses to typical and unusual sheep breeds and vintage farm machinery.
I've got 4 tractors here. There's John Deere Model G, John Deere Model M, Caterpillar 10, very small Caterpillar, and a Massey Ferguson 35X.
Owen Neal says the large lineup of John Deere tractors marks 100 years of the well-known farm machinery brand. Former All Black Richard Lowe was among those wrangling cattle, while Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalziel was among the many thousands of people getting a taste of country life. In Canterbury, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, thousands flocked to Queenstown's biggest marathon to date, the event injecting millions into the local economy. And summer might be just around the corner, but the weather isn't quite playing ball yet. More details to come.
Active interior designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. You come see me, Derek, in the garden department, and then we get it done right.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Get on down to Alex Campbell Menswear for the November shirt sale. That's buy one shirt, get one free. You heard right. Buy one shirt, get one free to the same or lesser value. That's the November shirt sale only on at
Alex Campbell Menswear. It fits.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Welcome back. A plane carrying the Otago Volts cricket team was struck by lightning this afternoon during what the captain says was a particularly nasty descent into Dunedin. Air New Zealand spokeswoman Hannah Searle says the ATR turboprop aircraft from Christchurch encountered a lightning strike as it descended towards Dunedin Airport. Otago Volts co-captain Jacob Duffy says it was a pretty scary flight into Dunedin. He says there was a white flash, but nothing was felt on the plane and passengers didn't say anything. The Volts defeated Canterbury by 4 wickets in Christchurch yesterday to reach the Ford Trophy playoffs. And Queenstown's biggest marathon to date has seen more than 11,000 runners take to the resort's streets in surprise sunshine on Saturday. Thousands of visitors were in town for the Queenstown International Marathon, with the event boosting the local economy by an estimated $8 million.
Just some of more than 11,000 runners setting off on the 5th Queenstown International Marathon. Runners across 4 events soaking up the sun as they made their way to the finish line at the Queenstown Recreation Ground. One of the oldest competitors finished the half marathon in just under 3.5 hours, still undecided if it'll be her last.
If I'm still there, I will think about it.
A team of almost 600 volunteers handed out 8,500 bananas to runners at the finish line and kept the athletes hydrated around the course.
One guy that came up and he wanted me to fill his cup up, just half, and he basically slipped it out of my hand, and he came back to fill up the other half, so don't know what the point was there, but yeah, that'll probably be the highlight of my day.
28-year-old Wellingtonian Daniel Jones became a marathon champion for the first time, taking out the men's race.
It's pretty awesome, nice feeling. It's my first marathon win, so it's a good one to kick off. It's great.
While 31-year-old Hannah Oldroyd returned to once again win gold in the women's race.
So unexpected, it's unreal. I was thinking 5th or 6th might be reasonable, look at the start line and then sort of through the first half. But yeah, over me.
Organisers say the events injected around $8 million into the local economy in Queenstown, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Tributes are flowing for Dunedin broadcaster and City Councillor Neil Collins, who's died in the city after an illness. Snow has fallen in central South Island, while hail and heavy rain are hitting many towns as an unseasonal weather bomb strikes. And archaeologists have made an interesting discovery in Arrowtown, uncovering the remaining ruins of an Irish family's 19th century home. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, thank
Excellent.
you.
Weather has been the big talking point of the day, obviously,
no doubt.
with snow, thunder, lightning, rain. So the unseasonal snap led to cancelled flights, power outages, and down trees in central Otago. And of course, we're keeping an eye out on the rain tonight, and it's supposed to go to 9 p.m. tomorrow, so could be worth having a look at. So shortage of builders is behind delays to the Otago University's multi-million-dollar music and performing arts redevelopment in Dunedin, and the difficulties in securing contractors is likely to continue, so that's going to be an ongoing story and problem for the city. Again, like you have, we pay tribute to Neil Collins, former broadcaster, councillor, city councillor, who has died. And a report from Wanaka: the majority of residents in the Upper Clutha have supported the Queenstown Airport Corporation's survey about whether Wanaka's airport should be extended. So support up there for that, apparently. And an idea is also being floated to expand the Hawea Flats School by building a new multi-purpose school and community hall. So it's all happening in Hawea.
Thank you very much, Barry. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's weather shot of a 1956 Jaguar. Looking at the situation, low pressure systems east of New Zealand will direct cold, wet easterly airflow onto southern districts again tonight, easing slowly on Wednesday. Expect more rain, snow inland and gusty winds for a few days yet. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect rain and a high of 16 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson, also rain and 16. Blenheim, you're looking slightly better with cloudy skies and a high of 15 degrees. To Canterbury, a showery day for Kaikoura with a top of about 13 degrees. Ashburton also wet, 10 degrees. And Christchurch, get the brollies out, 12 degrees and steady rain. Looking at the southern towns, Catlins, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden, strong southerlies, rain, and you're all chasing a high of just 10 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, fresh southeasters, rain in Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra. And Seattle, you're arguably better with gusty sou'easters, showers and a predicted high of 7 degrees. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru, strong southerlies, rain and 11 degrees. Twizel and Omarama are both looking at fresh southeasterlies, rain and 7 or 8 degree highs. And in Dunedin, rain and strong to gale force southerly winds tonight with an overnight low of 6. A brief dry period in the morning tomorrow, then more rain with strong gusty sou'easters easing, increasing again during the evening. Tomorrow's high is 11. Cloudy with rain developing again on Wednesday and moderate to fresh southerlies. Rain developing later tomorrow evening with a high of 12. And in Invercargill, periods of rain tonight with fresh sou'easters and an overnight low of 5. Showers clearing and sunny periods increasing during the morning tomorrow with light winds and cool temperatures, a high of 11. Becoming fine on Wednesday with sunny periods increasing during the day and moderate sou'east winds, looking at a high of 12 degrees. And that wraps up our news for this Monday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us at odt.co.nz and channel39.co.nz, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Do join us again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.